So the expectancy is how much you're expected to make on each trade, regardless of whether that individual trade is a loss or a win. And the way that we do this is by finding our average win rate, or the percent of the times that we're taking a win, multiplying it by the average size of our wins. Over here we have 7 losses and 3 wins. So effectively you're wrong and losing money 70% of the time. But similar to this situation over here, if you position yourself to be able to make 5.2 risk factors, 2.5, 3.1 over those 3 different trades, the total risk factors that you've made, even though you've lost 7R, you've also made 10.8R, okay, which is 3.8 higher than what you lost over that entire period. And averaged out over all of these wins gives you a 3.6R average per winning trade. Promise this is going to make sense. That's going to give us an expectancy in this situation of 1.78R per trade that we're taking. So if we're trading this in real life and we have loss, 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 a lot of times what people do is they start changing what they're doing, they start freaking out, and they start behaving differently. All we're trying to do is find a pattern in a rule set that we can follow when we're taking trades that is going to give us a positive expectancy. And all we're trying to do is follow that as closely as possible. And the beautiful thing about trading is we can test this out and see if this process is going to make us money before putting any money on the table. All right, and as we're testing this process and as we get deeper into trading, you'll understand that trading is basically a game of statistical probability. Okay, it's not random gambling, even though some parts of trading are. It really comes down to probability. So when we're testing this to see what our expectancy is, we can't and shouldn't rely on a small sample size because of something called the central limit theorem. Okay, and what the central limit theorem explains is, based in statistics, what we want to see is a bell curve distribution, which is going to show us our actual average statistical result of a data set. If we were to take, say, 4 or 5 trades in a row, maybe we win all 5 trades in a row, which is not going to give us a realistic expectation of what's going to happen over time. Whereas, so in this example, we have a few outcomes at different points, and our average is coming in over here. As we take that same exact scenario over a larger set of data, the average is going to start ignoring these outliers and give us a number which we can actually expect to be true, which in the case of coin flips, this would put our average expectancy at about 70% to get either heads or tails. Whereas as we add more and more flips, this average will get closer and closer to 50%, which we know is true. If you flip a coin, you have 50% chance of getting heads or tails. And this is how we have to look at expectancy. You have to figure out how you're going to perform over at least 30 data points. And as long as you have a positive result off of this formula, now you know if you follow that process, you're going to actually make money in the market.